Practice any art. Music, singing, dancing, acting, like someone drawing, painting, sculpture, poetry, fiction, essays, reportage, no matter how well or badly, not to get money and fame, but to experience becoming, to find out what's inside you, to make your soul grow.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Call of Duty Zombies Hot Takes, Unpopular Opinions. We have yet again another amazing guest joining us. We have Tim Hansen. Say hello.
What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up?
You guys left your hot takes on the Twitter post, which is right here. It's just about the old school zombies. Last couple, we've been asking about COD 2024, asking about new perk systems. You guys seem to love those. So, and then you guys wouldn't follow the prompt. Let's see if you follow the prompt today. We made it easier for you. Okay, let's. You want to talk about Moon? We can talk about Moon now. So that's what we're gonna be doing.
Hot takes. They better be piping hot.
Okay, I selected only ones that are hot. Okay, if you're just coming in here and telling me DE is a top 3 map,
Nah.
that's not a hot take. We need hot takes. So that's what
something that's like actually a reasonable argument, right? It has to be within the realm of possibility. It can't be so outlandish that it's just, you know, rejected at face value type of deal.
There's definitely gonna be no bullshit, right? No bullshit.
We would hope. We would hope.
No bullshit. So let's
We'll
start
see.
with no bullshit. You know what? You're the guest. We'll have you read this first one off. It's by FPS Psycho, which I think we both know. So we'll see
my
what he
god!
gets.
I read the first sentence and I'm just like, just internal pain.
No bullshit. No bullshit.
All right.
I told you.
I gotta read this atrocity.
Let's see what we
Black
got.
Ops 1 is the worst Black Ops Zombies game. Worst as in, it's not bad, but the lowest ranked Black Ops game. Okay, you kind of like, you know, fluff the fall there a
He
little
gave
bit.
himself a little safety net. I don't.
Sure. So BO2 is apparently iconic and his first Zombies game. Okay, alright, dude. Okay, alright. BO3, need I say more? Fair. BO4, so much content, even if it's difficult or tedious at times. And then Cold War, best core gameplay. I agree with all of that except for BO4. I think the argument that there's so much content that automatically makes it better.
Does more maps mean more content? Because
No,
although BO4's got more maps, Black Ops Cold War, BO2, they're more replayable. I play those maps way more often. I think I've played Dead of the Night a total of 10 times ever. So is that more content if I'm not playing it? Like, I don't know. That's just me.
So I mean, like, what do we value more here? Do we value quantity or quality more?
I mean, I don't know. He said
I'm a quality man, so I mean, like, personally, the whole, like, it has more maps, I reject that notion right away. Also, the whole BO2 argument, iconic in your first game, I can't even hold that against you because BO1 was my first game, so this is why I'm getting extra defensive right now, because BO1 is like it's my baby, and, you know, when people insult my baby, it hurts a little extra, so, I mean, like, but I'd be a hypocrite to not acknowledge that, so, if I'm just looking at BO1 in a vacuum, completely unbiased.
no other predecessing, no other factors.
So no ulterior motives here. It is clunky.
Yes.
Because it was made in 2010.
Yeah.
It is obviously outdated. The mechanics could use tweaking, etc., etc., etc.
AI.
And I also don't think the gun variety is particularly great either.
Yeah, SMGs in that game is incredible, trust.
With that being said, it laid the foundation for all of those games you just listed afterwards, right? So you have to kind of give it that respect. You have to kind of not necessarily boost it because of that, but you have to bear that in mind, I think, when ranking it. I mean, I don't really know.
I don't want to be the guy to just shit on BO4 because I feel like there's some things I do like about BO4. BO1 started with a World at War map in the theater map, the best zombies map of all time. So that's in the game. What are you talking about?
Map of all time.
Black Ops 1. So that's the best map ever. But then the growth from Keto to Tobin all the way up to Moon, that is like night and day. There's so much difference between that map and the Moon. But with BO4, you have arguably the best map in the game releasing on launch, and then the maps slowly get worse and worse throughout the DLC cycle. I mean, exclude Ancient Evil. But it's like,
Yeah.
was there much growth from 9 to tag? I don't know. So I don't think I can agree with the hot take. I'd say BO4 is the worst game. I'm editing this video right now, and we yapped about this answer for 9 minutes. I've cut it down to 5. I'm sorry. IW is a top 3 zombie game. Listen, I know recently IW has been getting a lot more love, especially Spaceland. But a top 3 game, I just can't see it. Honestly, Spaceland is good, but it's just like BO2. The lows are so low. When is the last time you hopping on Beast from Beyond? I'll tell you, fucking never. You're never hopping on Shaolin. You're never hopping on Attack. You might be playing Rave or Spaceland, but that's a third of the game. Metascopics is great and all, but I can't agree. I'm standing up. I can't agree.
So let's try to do some mental gymnastics right now as best as we can. Would we agree that IW is the best? Because I don't agree with this take, by the way. But would you agree that IW is the best non-Treyarch game?
I would say yeah.
Yeah. All right. So at least we've made that much progress. So is IW better than any is IW better than any Treyarch game? Do you think? Any single one of them? Vanguard notwithstanding.
Yeah, the 2 newest games I don't even think of.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Although Modern Warfare 3 had some, but
because I don't think it's better than any of the.
I would put it above World of War just because it's so glitchy. It's hard to play now.
Sure. Yeah. All right. So
I would probably put BO4 ahead of it. I just love 9 and Ancient Evil that much, and I like Classified too.
So that's kind of where we draw the line. So like IW is a top
6
half. It's a top half zombies mode, right? Because like the BO1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna say are better.
Cold War, I'd say.
And Cold War. So that places it like 6 out of like 10 or however many zombies modes there are total.
Too many. It's been a 15-year death.
So like you could make the argument it's in the top 50%. You could make the argument that it's average or above average, right? But the top 3. I mean, come on, get out of here with that.
Let's just honestly, we're fucking done. Let's lock in, please.
Yeah.
Let's lock in. Next hot take we got coming up here is from Ginger Melon. Tim, this is gonna hurt you. You said you love BO1, right?
Well, yeah, because
this shit hurt me.
Right.
I go through hot takes, right? I see them and I'm like, this is definitely a troll. It's definitely a troll. But I know that there's genuinely just a bunch of dumbasses in the community, so I'm not sure it is, and that's why I included it.
Is this gonna be a zoomer?
No. I mean, maybe. Moon would be bad if it wasn't for the EE ending. Just no. There's so many good things about Moon. I mean, Easter egg, like, okay, this map would be bad if we took out one of the main pillars of the map.
Right.
Okay. The origins would be bad without the staffs? Like, okay, let me just take a part of the map out of it, and then it's gonna be bad. But you still have the wave gun. You still have some insanely great innovative features. Yes, Moon has the excavators and the astronaut. Suck. Hate that shit. But Area 51, the hacker, these are all features on Moon. It was good. Like, you can't say anything about that. It was. Moon
I certainly think it's one of the most divisive maps ever. Very controversial. Like, you kind of land on one extremity or the other, like hate or love for the most part. I mean, obviously there's nuance, but like a lot of people really do not like this map, and that's because of a few key factors. Like, if we're weighing the pros and cons of Moon, totally disregarding the Easter egg, the cons, that list typically involves excavators, I guess.
It'd be honestly the 3 that I see the most is excavators,
anti-gravity,
and the astronaut. That's really the 3 that I see.
And honestly, having to go back to Earth for Jug every other spin. I mean, that's also a fair argument. But if you I personally
if you pre-plan that, then it's like not even a big deal.
That's true. I do think that the pros just heavily outweigh those cons, though. Those are things that can be withstood for sure. I think that
every con has something to combat it. You can use the hacker for the excavators. The astronaut is pretty easy to kill when you shoot it in the head. The Jug thing you can pre-plan you having to go back. The anti-gravity, just stay in spots that don't have anti-gravity.
It's true.
Webby.
Shout out. People who hate denizens never heard of Galvanuckles or Bowie Knife. Oh my god, I'm or let alone just shooting them. All in all, massive skill issue. If you have a problem with them, sorry, I didn't make the rules. Bro, this has to be a troll. This is not real. This is not real.
I literally asked him about it, and I was like, nah, dog. I was like, you gotta be joking with me. And he's like, no, it's like such an easy fix. You just turn around and knife it once. I was like, get the fuck. I ended the call right away. Get that out of my call, brother.
All right. On one hand, he's right in that denizens aren't this back-breaking, like, insurmountable feature. Yeah. But their existence, I've talked about this endlessly when I talk about transit. Their existence is predicated on fixing a pre-existing issue within the engine that shouldn't have existed to begin with. Their entire existence is this falsehood, okay? They were injected into the engine because the engine would crash when people are moving too fast on the bus and with stamina and stuff like that. So you're moving too fast within the map. That's why the lava and the fog and the denizens and all these features exist, is to purposefully slow you down, which at face value kind of automatically makes it a terrible feature.
Die Rise has aged better than most would admit. Now I have a funny thing about Die Rise, right? So
Sure.
I saw on my recommended an old Z House video like 6 years ago, and it was them ranking every map, like the 5. And Lex had Die Rise as his second least favorite map ever.
Die Rise, because I fucking hate Die Rise. It's just like that slightly better map than Transit, but it's still garbage.
He's like, fuck Die Rise, I hate the map, it's so shit, blah 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 blah. And then you look at today, and he's like, you know, remastering Die Rise, and it's actually not that bad, and I kind of like Die Rise. So if that tells you if it's aged well, I don't know what doesn't. I think Die Rise has some issues. I think that there's definitely some big things. PhD Blopper troll, that's alright. But it's definitely one of the lows of BO2 for sure. Yeah,
I see where you're headed with this. Okay, so I'm like the infamous Die Rise hater of the community. I am, and I've fully embraced it at this point.
You had that Johnny J video. That's Oh shit!
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I was like,
yeah.
for a brief stretch, I was Johnny J's like, you know,
boogeyman.
what's the term? I was like the anti-hero of like the, no, that's not the word. I was like John's like arch nemesis when it came to the whole Die Rise take. But anyways,
no,
I couldn't disagree with this take more, and that's only because I view it exactly the way I view Transit.
Fuck you! Get your ass off my bus!
I view both of those maps as severely flawed maps that were held back primarily because of the engine they were on. I think if we're talking about a Die Rise that exists, like Lex is recreating, in the BO3 engine,
yeah,
I think that version of Die Rise, which I'm also super excited about,
Shoutout,
would be good. Would be a genuinely good map because the engine would hold up and would, you know, eliminate a lot of those limitations and problems.
I think it was execution. Well, and I'll say, you'll say entire, because half of it I agree. There's things about Die Rise, the spawns, the lagging.
Like teasing PhD is a flat-out acknowledgement of an issue, and then just spitting in the face of the players simultaneously, right? Like, you're acknowledging the problem.
There's things in Die Rise that, like, yeah, PhD, also the elevator key, like, why not just make that a permanent thing? Like, oh, and once, it's like both times where they're like, yeah, they knew they needed something here, but they just decided to not do it because fuck the player. I don't know why.
And the wonder weapon, the best thing about the map, literally catapults you off the map if you're not careful.
And then they nerfed it. And then the best strategy that in the elevator shaft, you can't even use it. So it's like, yo, you having fun? Let's take that away.
And all the while you're playing as Marlton. Boom.
And it's aged like milk, and I hope you're having fun drinking it. That's all I gotta say. Caleb Ross with the next one. Tim, we'll have you read this one. This one's very near and dear.
Oh, Caleb. Shout out Caleb, dude. Actually, Cold War has the most players on Outbreak, so that means it was way better than the classics. And totally better than BO3 in every way. This feels a little tongue-in-cheek. I can't tell if this is a troll or not. Some of these, I'm genuinely having difficulty distinguishing
that was a troll.
Trolling or not.
No, it's a troll.
Okay, all right, I figured. All right. Yeah, I'm not gonna let you dupe me, Caleb.
He put on like the pair of sunglasses. It's like a big nerd. I wish the.
Yeah, I could tell from the picture there. I'm like, yeah, this shit ain't real.
Caleb hates Outbreak. We'll have we'll let you
Mr. L. Sweet, okay.
Have we
Because
got a
here's a hot
show
take.
for you?
The Apothecate Servant is the most overrated wonder weapon of all time. Sure, it can take out a crowd of zombies, but it doesn't feel powerful to use in the slightest. Thus why wonder weapons like the wave gun and crystal axe are more satisfying to use. Okay, well this seems
I don't
like
think
half
this is
troll, half
This
not.
is what I think. I don't think he's saying it's not powerful. I think he's saying it's not fun to use because of the fact that you just stand and shoot. I think that's what he's saying. That it's more fun to use a weapon like the wave gun and crystal axe than it is to use something like the Apothecate Servant. Because at first I was like, all right, this is stupid.
All right.
But then when he said at the very end where he's like, they're more satisfying to use, I was like, okay, well maybe that's what he means. Which I can kind of agree with. I love using the Apothecate Servant, but I wouldn't put it as a top 8 wonder weapon that's most fun. I prefer the wave gun. I prefer Cerberus. I prefer, you know, these other guns that are more fun. So I don't think he's saying they're not powerful. If he was, fucking go back to high school. But like, I think he's saying it's not as fun to use.
I guess it just kind of depends on what you value, because if you're a high rounder, you might value effectiveness, and it's one of the most effective wonder weapons of all time, especially with Gobblegum like alchemical antithesis. The problem is the ammo, right? That's
Especially
also a
with
major
Shadow.
problem. You're not going to be, you know, you're not going to be getting that many kills, and so I think that takes it from what could have been potentially literally the best wonder weapon ever, if it had more ammo, to probably like just top 15, right?
I feel
So
like, I mean, I know it's got low ammo, but
it is, but if you this is under the context of no Gobblegum. Let's put it that way. If we were not using Gobblegum, there's no way it's the best as far as
what would you...
kills go. It's not going to get you nearly as many kills as some other wonder weapons, assuming
No
we're
Gobblegum.
using like, you know,
no
no
Gobblegum. What would you put
here.
ahead of it? Because things I'm thinking of is like the ice staff. I'm thinking maybe the thunder gun.
Well, okay. So I ranked all the wonder weapons not long ago for a video, and I placed it number 11. So there were 10 I put ahead of it, and I don't have the exact list in front of me. But a couple that come to mind are pretty much every Cold War one, specifically because of the engine they're in, because you can basically just get infinite kills with the salvage and all this stuff. So basically all the Cold War ones. The Mark II from Alpha Omega that has the infinite beam that reloads ammo automatically, because then you could just and you could just recharge your specialist constantly, and just, you know, that thing is OP. And then the baby gun for sure. That thing gets you like 1,200 kills, plus you can flip other drops into max ammos and just get infinite ammo basically.
Yeah, the salvage system really puts up the Cold War ones. I didn't even think of that because the Cerberus is so.
It's fun to use. It's kind of fun, like, but you know, not the most fun.
It wasn't.
That's for
you
sure.
know what, Mr. L? It wasn't Caleb's take. It wasn't Soup's take. It wasn't Webby's take. We've had a.
That's not even a terrible. That's not a bad
string of
take. I mean,
that was not bad. Let's give you.
that was the best so far.
That was not bad. We'll give you some props for it. Hot take. Next one from
Yeah.
Zambi. Call the Dead is entirely mid map. Yeah, let's move on. Next hot take. Oh, God. We have from Turbo. He says.
Oh, I saw this, dude. I literally just checked your. I checked your tweet like right before we started recording. I'm like, oh shit, Turbo replied.
This is the
Yeah, that's
this is
funny,
the best
man.
Hot take. This is the best one. This is the best one.
Well, I don't even know if it's a hot take. I think that's popular opinion. I think that's like universally accepted Tim privilege. So, but hey, I'm glad that you know, you're still alive on Twitter and in the zombies community still. So,
Claps for Turbo.
shout out Turbo. Much love for Turbo. I actually just texted him too like a half hour ago. We were talking, so love that, man.
Love you, Turbo.
Glad to see him.
We'll give a real hot take here. Never mind.
Jehovah's Witness. Exo zombies are still more. All right, that can't be real. That's not real. Legend. That's not real.
I'm sorry.
I refuse
I
to
forgot
believe.
which one was next, and that was the wrong one. Okay, this is not terrible. I think that Blood of the Dead is the third best BO4 map. It's in the top 20 maps of all COD zone. I want to say something about Blood, which I think is
Okay.
Blood of the Dead is hindered a lot by the fact that it's a mob remake, right? I think if you take Mob of the Dead out of it and you just look at Blood for what it is, yes, the Easter eggs suck. Yes, there's a lot of negatives, but there's a lot of positives. Blood has a lot of great things going for it. The Magma Gat's cool. The Easter egg ending and the cutscene and like that jail sequence is some of the best storytelling ever. Got incredible radios. It's got a really fun high round strategy actually. Good traps. got good fast travel. I like the catwalk sequence. The shield, I could do without the shield. But Blood is very polarizing. I think it's like the moon of BO4, where there's a lot of people that praise Blood, a lot of people that hate Blood. And I think that Blood has aged better than a map like the Die Rise one. I think it's aged better. Because if you take it out of the context of Mob of the Dead, I don't think it's that bad. And I used to hate Blood. Like, I used to think it was so shit. But I think if you take the context of Mob of the Dead out,
I think
that it's okay. It's in the middle.
Yeah. Well, you know, if if y'all are looking for some Blood of the Dead support, you're talking to the wrong guy. But I will say, like, okay, so I agree with you. It is phenomenal as far as storytelling goes. Genuinely, I think it's its strongest quality for sure. The Magma guy is very fun, very good too. I think everything else beyond those two things, though, to me personally, as a huge Mob of the Dead fan, is really disappointing.
Scream if you love COD zombies.
The best way I can put it is, if you have the answers to the test, if you're a remaster and you still disappoint, I think that takes you down even further than a map like Voyage, for example, which gets a lot of shit, but I think went out more on a limb and was more creative and more daring. That's kind of the way I view it, even though a lot of people would say that Voyage is like the worst map in BO4.
For sure.
That's a totally fair argument, because it is not a great map, but I do think that I personally give more credit to a map that was innovative and sucked than a map that like had all the answers to the test, still failed the test. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. And that's just a Tim thing. That's not like an everybody has to believe that ideology thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are on our final hot take. So if you are enjoying the video so far, make sure to drop a fucking like. Next week's guest is gonna be a banger.
Just a question for Tim: how gay is Modern Zombies? I feel like you're expecting an answer from me that I'm not, that might be going over my head right now. Is this something like, am I supposed to take this literally, or am I like, because I don't know either. Like, this might be some sort of like inside joke from 2017 that's not registering in my brain right now. I don't think it is. Define gay. You know, like, I mean,
definitions. There's multiple definitions.
I think.
How?
I think it's not. I think if you're gonna go from the old-fashioned definition of jolly and zany gay, I think it's far from that. I think Modern Zombies is far from that,
the
right?
definition?
The homosexual definition of zombies is modern day zombies. How homosexual is it? Damn, that's a good question.
Answer, dude.
You know, like, I guess there was that one pretty epic cutscene in Ancient Evil, right?
That was pretty gay.
You know,
Is that Modern
at the
Zombies?
very end, that was pretty gay. But it was pretty nice though. I mean, like, I wouldn't, like, you know,
When I saw Peck dancing in Firebase Z, I felt pretty gay.
Are you talking?
When
You're talking about when he gets the gas when they pour it in there, and he's just
got
like,
his arm out,
he's just
like
grooving.
dancing with his beloved,
Oh my
and
god,
like,
I did that Easter egg like last week, and I was like, what the fuck am I watching right now? Man,
That's pretty
like,
gay.
I don't.
Not gonna lie.
It's pretty gay, yeah.
Well, that's it.
I don't know. Like, I haven't played Vanguard or MW3,
Vanguard is just
believe it or not.
Doesn't even exist. Vanguard's over here.
So like I only go up to Cold War. That's where Tim drew his line. And hopefully Gulf War is good. So.
And an explosive development near the Persian Gulf. Word that Iraq has invaded neighboring state of Kuwait. Arab countries have been trying this month to defuse this building crisis.
No more trade with Iraq, a boycott of Iraqi oil, a ban on...
I've told the American people before that this will not be another Vietnam. Iraq, 17 hours, from Baghdad to CNN, and I hope we can resume our communication.
yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Shout out to Tim. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me, dude.
Appreciate
Appreciate it. This was actually a nice change of pace. I haven't done one of these style videos in a while, and these are some of the best videos. These are some of the videos I started off making when I first started, and these are some of my favorites. And like, I don't know if you're familiar with. Do you remember JC and Lex's series? Remember that time one? Yeah. That was one of my favorites when I was just a viewer in the community back in like 2016. Love that stuff. This is some of my favorite content.
Yeah, that was great. So more hot takes. Give me next week we're gonna have Jolt. You know who Jolt is? Use this information. We'll have him on. So we'll put out a tweet on whatever category it is. Haven't chose yet. But yeah, so make sure to check out Tim. You already know who Tim is, but make sure to check him out. And Tim, you got anything to promote while you're here before you out?
Nah, man. But you know, leave a like on the video because it helps the performance of it. So
subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you all with some more unpopular opinions that are hopefully actually legible very, very soon. So thank you so much, and we'll see you all.
Yes, sir.
In the Persian Gulf. Then, one early January morning in Baghdad, CNN reported
25,000 that's 10,000 the last time it was
thanks going both racially longer than this year's Call of Duty campaign. Another company I'll never work for.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.